Hi everyone, welcome to this week's History with Holly. Today I'm moving away from the traditional history, literary sort of books and on to more of a non-fiction. Today I want to talk about the Barefoot Investor. I know it's been around the block a lot of times, but I read it last year and I can't recommend it highly enough. So I thought I would just do a quick video on it. So it's by Scott Pape, and who is a financial advisor, and the opening chapters are all about how his farm and home were burned down and how this was a massive catalyst in his life to make him really think about how financial stress can affect people and how it's so important to always have a bit of money set aside for when life falls apart. And also he talks about his early days as a when he was working in another role, like a regular financial advisory role. He used to write a column for a paper when people wrote into newspapers, and he used to have, it was the Barefoot, column and guide or something, and he used to have so many letters from elderly people living in poverty. And that was one of the big motivators for him to start the barefoot movement, was that it was devastating to read these letters from people that couldn't afford to turn their heating on in winter because they were scraping on a pension and didn't have any super and didn't have any savings, particularly elderly women. And it was just tragic, and he decided that he was going to dedicate his life to helping people achieve financial security no matter their budget. And it was very inspiring, and he really I'm really ethical. Money use is very important to me, and that's one of the things he's big about. He doesn't want people to pay banks for being banks and he has a whole chapter at the end on altruism and how it's really important to recognize that, if you're in Australia or America or whatever, you live in a very privileged society. You're one of the 1%, the wealthy 1%. And it's really important to think about how you give. And I was having a conversation with a colleague yesterday at work about it and spruiking it to him, I guess. And it's just brilliant the way he breaks down finances for you. Like, he breaks it down so you've got your different accounts and they've all got names, and you separate your income into different sections. But it's not complicated. Like, it's the sort of thing that it takes a while to set up, and it did take a long time to set it up. And I did it last year when I wasn't working and I was home with kids, and I sort of had that brain space to do it. So it's definitely something I'd recommend, do it when you've got a bit of brain space, which is hard to find, I know, in life. But it's just fantastic the way he sets it up and makes it achievable for everyone. He gives you scripts to when you ring your health insurance and you ring your other insurance bodies, gives you a script to say. It tells you what they're going to say, tells you what you should say. Like, it really makes it achievable. And even I didn't actually even do everything he said to do. I just did the ones that suited me. And that still changed my life and made me feel heaps more confident about money. And I'm still working, even though I read it in about September last year, and it's now, August now. I'm still working on some of the things, and that's okay. It takes time. But he really gives the layperson tools to make sure that they are financially secure, and does it whilst thinking about the rest of the world. We've also got his Barefoot Investor for Families. Thanks, Jen Lobb, my sister, for giving that to me. Or actually, she gave it to my husband. And it's great. And we've just set up my 5-year-old. Last year, we set him up with his jars, his grow and his give jars. And today, he has, for the first time, made his purchase of the savings he's got from his grow jar. He doesn't get pocket money. It's just that if he finds money lying, like coins lying around, he has to ask. But if we say it's okay, he can put it in his jar. And so essentially that's it. And so he saved up $19 over the last year, and he went and bought a Lego set today. And so he's learning he also gave the contents of his grow jar to the Christmas bowl which was our church appeal last Christmas. And he brought the jar and you put it in the envelope, and he gave it all in the collection bowl at Christmas. And just that idea of, teaching saving, but also teaching generosity with your money at the same time. And that's what he's all about, and making sure you feel secure. And he goes on about the emotional and relational impacts that a lack of financial security has, and how if you follow his guide, you can escape that. And that's really powerful. So yeah, I cannot recommend The Barefoot Investor enough. It changed my life and my family's life. You should read it. I listened to the audiobook, and that was brilliant because he reads it, Scott Pape, and there's a lot of jokes and a lot of fun references and anecdotes and stuff like that. So it's really good to listen to audiobooks. So I borrowed the audiobook from the library, from BorrowBox, the ACT Public Libraries audiobook collection, and then I went and bought the physical copy after I'd read it, because I was like, actually, I really want to use this, and I need to see the diagrams, and I need to read over the chapters again and that sort of thing. So anyway, thanks for listening. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.